Well, what's the crack? How you getting on? You all well? Oh, Jesus. Ramble Pod number 53. Of course, we're live over on the Patreon page, and I just saw the dog is ominously standing in the background. So anybody who's watching on that, yeah, you'll see the... Oh. It'd be great to be a dog. Just fuck. Do you know who she looks like right now? She looks like one of those lurkers as a sports person is getting interviewed, or just a politician is getting interviewed out in the street, but not one of those ones like jumps in it goes, yeah, kick her in the pussy, or any of those ones. But she just looks like that owl lad who's standing in the background going, what? Or like, heaven forbid you ever try to film something in public. Say you're filming a sketch or you're filming part of whatever, but you haven't, blocked the street or you haven't blocked that segment. Doesn't matter. We've done stuff, like we filmed stuff in shopping centres and that. And, your average person will see a film crew and they'll go, yeah, I'll stand back from that. I might watch from a distance or whatever. But old people will just wander right over to the actors and ask them what they're doing. Mid like fucking acting. And that's exactly what the dog looks like right now in the background. So like that, over on... for Patreons only. Yeah, whatever about my stupid head getting to see me talk, it's the fucking dog. It's the dog. So thank you very much. We fair play, new Patreon this week. Good on you, Gaz. Over there, I think you're in the north of England, I think, Gaz. Big into rugby league. Good on you for jumping on board. Fair play. Right, they're almost all up. Oh well. Anyway, first off, stand up this week. Let me open the calendar, guys. Yeah. So I'll be in the Laughter Lounge Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And any other I was going to say dance dates. What the fuck? When would I be going on a dance date? Any other stand-up dates? Have a gander in the old tomomahony.com /gigs. Anyway, I'll put that link in the bottom. But almost all the Caveman tickets are up for sale now. So when they're finally up, all of them up for sale, I'll just tell you they're all up for sale, and I'll put the link in. But for now, maybe second last time, I will just run them all off here, right? Real quick, run them all off. This is shaping up to be one tasty ass show. I'm actually cannot fucking wait to get my hands on this properly. We see some of the cool theatres I'm going into. This is fucking deadly. And let me just see here now. Yeah, okay. First one, as I've said, Friday the 27th of September, Mermaid Theatre in Bray. 28th, I'll be in the Strool in Oma. Shout out to, I think it's the Carl lads. I think a couple of them have already got their tickets and all the rest of it. And Thursday the 3rd of October, I'll be in the Waterside in Derry. I like that they write Londonderry /Derry, just in case somebody gets... I doesn't bother me. Yeah. Friday the 4th of October, I'll be in the Ramor Teeth. It sounds very Mexican, doesn't it? Hello, or maybe Chilean. The 4th of... I'm going to get through these fucking things and stop stopping at the names. Ramor Theatre in Virginia. Saturday the 5th of October, I'll be in Burr. Sunday the 6th of October, I'll be in the Station House in Clifton. Those tickets have not gone on sale yet for some unknown reason, but they should be this week. 10th of October on the Riverside in Coleraine. 11th of October, I'll be in the theatre at the Mill in Newtown Abbey, just outside Belfast. So Belfasterinos, get yourself over to that one. Newtown Abbey is just pretty much in Belfast. It's a suburb. 17th of October, I'll be in the Marketplace in Armagh. I've done that place before, Neil Delamere. Nice little theatre. Cute little theatre, but cute. What am I fucking talking? But a nice looking town as well, if I remember correctly. 18th of October, Theatre Royal in Waterford. Same again on the 19th. 2 nights in Waterford. Fair play. 20th, I'll be in the Watergate in... 20th of October, I'll be in the Watergate in Kilkenny. 24th, I'll be in UCH. The tickets, would you believe it? Of all the times I'm working with UCH, get the tickets up, lads. The UCH in Limerick, for fuck's sake. Come on. Get the tickets up for sale. I know who you are. They all have their strategies for putting them up at certain times and all the rest of it. So I'm not gonna tell the bus driver how to drive the bus. That's all I'm saying, 25th of October on the Dunmaze Arts Centre, which is I think in Portlaoise. 26th, I'm in Antian Arts Centre in Dundalk. 27th, I'm in Mullingar Arts Centre. Then the 1st of November, I'm in the Town Hall Theatre in Galway. Fair play. Already got a message last night from Karen. She's coming to that. Good on you. She's also coming. Good loyal fan. Good loyal fan. I'll tell you. And that should be good. Yeah, I'm actually in the Roisin Dove. I didn't realise it was actually during race week, where everybody just runs around on the backs of horses around the streets of if you haven't seen it, you should go to Galway and see that. People just ride horses around the streets. That's how excited they get about race week. Just racing each other at anything, really. It's got nothing to do with actual race. It's more to do with just racing anything. So people will like race, dogs. They'll race their cats. People will race chinchillas. It's race week. It's whatever you can race it. People flying down the street on the backs of, fucking pencil cases and whatnot. It's just it's all about racing. That's what it's all about. The Mullingar Arts Centre one isn't up for sale either for some reason. Don't know why they're holding their cards close to their chest. But anyway, the 2nd of November, Youngtus Theatre in Castleblaney, Monaghan. 8th of November, I'll be in the Dean Crow Theatre in Athlone. When you know anybody in Athlone, that's a big ass fucking theatre. So send people my way. 9th of November, O'Reilly Theatre, National Opera House, Wexford. They are pretty much barring Clifton, Limerick and Mullingar. Everything's on sale. So I'll put the link in the description, but it'll be like defendingthecaveman.ie or something like that. I'll put the link in the description of that. So that's the fucking gig ones out of the way. Thank you very much. Also, like I said, to the Patreons, the new Patreons and all the rest of it. It helps. Like, this is late as a result of purely other work. I don't want to be fucking doing other work, really. Do you know what I mean? So that's where the podcast helps. Like, I was listening to Blind Boy the other day, and he was like, he's making a proper living off his one, but it's Blind Boy and all the rest of it. And people are just slinging him dollars, and they're getting nothing. They're getting nothing extra. Now, he does, in fairness to him, it's a good podcast. Do you know what I mean? But people feel the need to just throw an already highly successful star money every week. I'm not comparing myself or saying that I deserve it or as much. But in that time frame, in that mind frame, if you would buy a fella a pint, sling it at the podcast. It goes much, much further, because I really, really want to get a decent fucking Mevo camera so that we can start streaming live the interviews and all the rest of it, because I want to do kind of bigger interviews and things, and I'm kind of restricted. But Patreon money, it's all it's saving up in the old PayPal account for I want to get that Mevo camera to make a fucking proper job of this thing, right? Oh, I have to play this. That's all that stuff out of the way. I have to play this. This made me so happy. I mean, yes, Katie Taylor winning was outstanding. You know what I mean? Okay, there's question marks over it. She's going to give her the rematch. She'll come back stronger, harder. She'll beat her again. I think we all kind of, like, when somebody already has 3 world titles versus the one person with 1 world title, we were all kind of expecting it. There's controversy over it, that, politics involved, that of course Katie was going to win and all the rest of it. But while I am very excited for that, in the main event, good God, I'm playing this for that man. I'm playing because, and for all those fellas who get a little out of shape and don't always make it to the gym and don't eat those late night fucking kebabs on the way home after a feed of pints. There's pressure on men. You see fucking gods like fucking Anthony Joshua walking to the ring here. Like, okay, he's in that shape for a reason, but at the same time, that is completely unattainable. Oh, God, I wish I didn't eat that kebab. Then all of a sudden, God bless Andy Ruiz Jr., he steps up to the fucking plate. Looking like your cousin Brendan, who draws silage and drives trucks for a living and who loves the pints. Oh, God, Anya. Oh, that makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Oh, I do like Mexican style music, though. Not just that, but I wouldn't mind an old mariachi band. I wouldn't go astray. Wasn't it class? Seeing one for the fucking little guy. I was going to say little guys, like, but what was he weighing? He must have, fuck me. Like, I know muscle weighs more than fat, but at the same time, he must have been in there at about 20 fucking stone, was he? Because it was strange. Like, punches that your man would normally take, Joshua would normally take, they were just fucking crippling him. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, got so excited. So excited when that big fat man won. And such a, like, he hadn't a pot to piss in, the poor old devil, like. You know, by all accounts, anyway, he wasn't doing great, like, and it was kind of a journeyman. He was just going to be in, you know, a little tune-up fucking journeyman fight or whatever. They were calling him the Mexican Rocky. Fucking Rocky was in shape now, in fairness to Rocky. Like, Rocky didn't have fucking saddlebags. He was in some kind of nick. Especially by Rocky 2, he was in some kind of fucking nick. But, like, do you know, like, I saw a really shit version of, like, you know, a montage, like a crossover between the two, between Rocky and your man, what's his name, Andy Ruiz, knocking him down, and the music coming, and it was just really badly done. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it just got me fuming, because I need to have the time to sit down and do one of those, because that's just a given. I wouldn't even need to research back through it or notes. I know Rocky that fucking well. I could just go straight to the points I want, cut him out, and just slip him in there with the fucking fight. We could have made a great video. But it'll be done by somebody brilliant in the next day or so, for sure. Like, but I want to make that shit for ye. Just for ye. For the listeners, just so we can all laugh our asses off. Because things can get very fucking serious, you know what I mean? Oh, Lord, save us. Like, even people kind of going, geez, Tom, that podcast a couple of weeks ago, or the week before last, was fairly heavy. It was. And, like, we had Billy's send-off on Monday. And it was amazing. Like, huge numbers. But, like, I mean, at one stage I looked over at Chris Kent and he was in ribbons, and then I was in fucking ribbons. And I just went, lads, they were all going on to, like, you know, a bar and stuff afterwards. And even though we had a hospital appointment or whatever with the good lady wife herself, like, but I was going, I can't be fucking dealing with this. I'm not used to this level of unhappiness. And it wasn't that I was being disrespectful, but fuck that. I, like, you know, the same fella himself enjoyed making people laugh. So, I mean, he would have said, go, just go. Because fuck, I can't deal. And people do relish in that old fucking misery. Like, I know Facebook only shows you like 25 people, I think, or something that you interact with or whatever. Now, and different things. And it's all shit that makes me laugh out loud. Like, I don't see anything miserable anymore, which suits me down to the ground. I don't need to see it. Fuck that. It's just, and every so often I'll see people reposting things, or you know what I mean, somebody sends you a message or something, you go in to see who they are, and their whole timeline is like, just me and the kids now, fuck all them snakes, and you're like, oh my god, people actually behave, oh fuck right, people actually fucking behave like this, do they? You miserable shower of shits. We all have fucking pains in our hole, but fuck me, try and be a bit fucking, oh, Lord, you've only one fucking crack at this thing. Don't be fucking miserable about it. Jesus Christ. Like, biggest thing I'm stressed about, I have tons of things to be stressed about. There's no point in getting into it, but I have massive pains in my hole. But what the fuck could be what? You can't cash that in any bank. I will fucking worry. Fuck that. Do you know what I'm purposely getting myself stressed out about this week? The fucking squirrels are eating all my birdseed. Yeah. Fucking squirrels. I put up a video of that fucker last week. Now, I don't mind feeding the odd squirrel, but, like, they cleaned out a full tube of fucking seeds in one fucking day, like. The little and I can't find your man pulled the fucking cap off. There's a little twisty cap on the bottom that swings around to be a little scoop. That is perfect for, you know, topping itself up as little birds would land on the side. Your man fucking reached in with his little paw, and which would be adorable when you think about it, though, at the same time with their little thumbs. And ripped it. But he ripped it off. Like, that's some fucking sadistic shit. I mean, the birds got some of the stuff that landed on the ground, but there's like one squirrel at the bottom just with his mouth open pretty much. Just the other fella, it's like something out of fucking, I don't know, Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory. Just seeds flying out and this fella sticking his face over it. I mean, amazing to watch. But at the same time, you're like, guys, I didn't buy that fucking yolk for ye. Fuck off. You can get stuff wherever you want. It's for the little birds. I mean, bad enough I'm only just after coaxing the little birds to come around the place. The fucking big old crows, and I'm not allowed to shoot them around here. So The big fucking crows have all the little birds frightened off. Bastards. Though I saw a bat last night. Oh, Christ almighty, she's after getting into something over there. I swear to God, people, they talk about, are you frightened of having a child? If I've been asked that 3 times in the last week, are you scared? Of what? Child can't fight me. And I'm related to him. Do you know what I mean? What am I frightened of? I won't drop him. That's it. I mean, yeah, it seems to be a common thing. It's not like I got some bird knocked up. You know, and now I got to face our father. Like, we kind of know each other. Like, do you know? And that she even has my surname. Like, do you know? It's all right. No, I don't fully get the. What are you frightened of? I mean, I have nothing to do with the procedure of the birth and all the rest of it. I'm sure I'll be tense at the time, but all you can do is leave it in the hands of professionals. Do you know what I mean? And everything seems to be hunky-dory. We were off to the hospital today for just the usual check. And I'm assuming, as it was the last day, hopefully everything is going grand. But there's absolutely nothing I can do. But I think the scared thing was like, scared of what? Scared of fucking what? I can't fucking be too much worse than, like, I'm hardly going to be Jeremy Kyle standard fucking parent, I would imagine. I don't know what kind of a parent I am going to be, but I don't think, if anything, I'd say I'll be strict enough. Do you know that? I'd say I'll be strict enough. I'll try anyway. Fucking hell, I made my mistakes with the dog. The dog is stone fucking mad over there. Although the sitting room here looks more like a fucking creche than anything else, the amount of dog toys. I can't resist it though. When you see a furry pheasant that squeaks, you can't resist buying that for £4 for the dog. Because the happiness the thing gets out of the fucking yoke. Like, you want to be a cold bastard. Like the other day, I almost ran down. I swear I wouldn't be able to do the podcast. I'd be that upset. I almost ran down a mother and a bunch of ducklings. They were walking across the fucking motorway of all things. It's only at the last second I saw them, I swerved. I'd be inconsolable. I don't know what kind of a fucker could do that, like, but getting off the story of ducks, you can't resist buying it out fucking. Yeah. Who doesn't love a bit of mariachi? I saw a mariachi one time. That fucking probably one of the only times I ever saw a mariachi. It was the strangest fucking combo you've ever seen. So we're in, what the fuck kind of a restaurant would you call it? Why can't I fucking think? Oh, because my brain is melted. What kind of a restaurant? Not sushi, but fucking. My brain. You see, I've made it a policy in the past not to Google things, but I do. Do you know you all sit around? Your man is putting on a show. Restaurant stub. I'm going to actually find the restaurant. That's what I'll do. This is very interesting reading, isn't it? Good God. It was Upper Bagot Street. 1 second. Upper. Yeah. There we go. It was Zakura. Yeah. Was it Zakura? Twas. Okay then. Well, I don't know what type of a restaurant you'd call it. But was it? Era Jesus Tom to mind it. People aren't that fucking interested. Anyway, you sit around, the boys make up fucking, they're flying eggs at you and all the rest of it. It's great crack. But it was great. You sit around, very much enjoyable. If you don't go to see me doing comedy or go to a play that I'm in or whatever, just saying, it's probably one of the best nights out ever. You should go to one of these lads where you all sit around the rounded table in front of your man, and he's putting on like the unbelievable show with like the way he's able to flip eggs. Honest to God, he looks like fucking Brenda Maher with a fucking flipping eggs. He's unbelievable. But your man, that was great night and all the rest of it. Then strangely, right at the end of the night, you're like the chef and all the kind of waiters and a couple of backroom chefs and stuff like that just came out mariachi style, we'll call it, right? So they all had the guitars and they're giving it mariachi style first as Mexican, but then it bleeds quickly into becoming an Elvis tribute via the means of a bunch of Japanese fellas mariachi style. One of the greatest three-way combos of music I've ever fucking seen in my life. It was amazing. It was... And then they just random fucking regular songs, Western songs like "Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me?" Oh. I'm doing it massive justice right now, to be honest with you. I'm that good of a fucking singer. Good Lord. There's a reason why I write jokes. Oh Lord. I can hear myself back through the speed, I'm not even going to edit that out. Anyway, it's live on Patreon anyway, so the boys and girls on Patreon, yeah, you just got treated. Well done. Oh Lord. Speaking of Tipperary and hurling. I'd say there's a few teams worried around the country. Look, there's not one yet, as they say. There's no silverware won yet. They haven't even won Munster yet. But in all fairness, this is looking fairly comprehensive. Can you imagine, from where they were last year, can you imagine the bollockings and the fucking absolute head busting that went on for the first month or two of pre-season? Can you imagine it? I was telling you there the week before last that I did a kind of a gig with Joe Rooney for Dean Rock's organisation, the Stewart's Care, for all the gang over there in Stewart's. And Dean was as lean as I've seen him in a long time. He was just they are running the stones off us. Although we met for coffee a good bit, just as started the championship or the league, we met for a coffee, and sweet suffering Jesus, I was like, man, what happened to you? Have you been in a sauna or something? He was like, no, our performances so far this year have not been pleasing the boss man. So we have been doing some of the scariest shit you can ever imagine. And that's kind of, you see, I suppose that's what you need. You can't be fucking friends with your players. Do you know what I mean? To a certain level, I suppose you could be, but you gotta be fucking eating the heads off these fellas. Some bit anyway, or be some level of fear. Do you know? Because I remember him telling me that they were after getting tickets because they're sponsored by AIG, same as the All Blacks back in November when Ireland beat the All Blacks or whatever, and they were going. And he was saying, I'm going with Pat and a couple of others, and I said, sure, look, you're going up to the AIG, box, it'll be class. He was like, yeah, twilling and twillint, twilling and twillint. There you go, there's a new word. Twilling and twillint. Fuck, I've just invented a new word, and I like that word. That's not a silly word. It is a silly word, but I like that word. It twillint. It will not. It fucking works. That's like some gangster level fucking street slang. Twillint. I bet you it's old English or something, is it, from the 1430s or something like that? I twillint. I'm writing that down. Twillint. That's going in. Twillint. Fuck, that'd be a good name for a podcast, actually. Twillint. I mean, Scottish people just absolutely abuse the hell out of the English accent, or English. Ironically, I can't even say it. They fucking absolutely abuse the hell out of it, I thought a winnie, it'll be just all sorts of verbs and fucking vowels just thrown in there wherever they want. Just different sounds is what they are, more than actual new words. But twillint, I dare anybody to not. Okay, in Ireland, everybody would know what I'm saying, and I would imagine a lot of the UK too would know exactly what I'm saying. Some of our American listeners, not so much. We were trying to explain. We had I put on an old barbecue day before yesterday with friends over. One of them, her husband. We were at their wedding a couple of months back, and they came over or whatever. And he's American. I tried to explain the names we were picking for the child we're having, and as I was saying them, he was re-saying them incorrectly. How does that? And this is a smart man, but he was like, my jaw does not allow me to say these, and these were normal Irish names that you'd hear, and his jaw would not allow him to say them. It wasn't that I wrote them down on a coffee cup in Starbucks and somebody mispronounced it or whatever. He was mispronouncing them immediately after fucking hearing them. I know, and not everybody has an ear for accents, but this was a smart chap who can do accents, who just could not do it. So you're like, yeah, right. So I mean, my heart goes out to people like, you know, Aoife's and Donald's with a MH. Like, you know, when you go abroad, lads. You know, my sister Siobhan, sure, I forget about it. Like, Sayoban? Sayoban. Yeah, there you go. Why would you even fucking try? Like, why would you even fucking try? There'd be no point. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Just give the young fella fucking just one letter for his name. Make it gangster. So, but where in the fuck was I going with that one? I was talking about sports anyway, that you can't be friends with your young fella. Or can't be friends with your young fella. I won't either. Fuck that. I'm going to be a hard old fella. One of them old fellas is real discipline. He grows up to resent me, but fuck it. You know what? He'll thank me in the long run for the hard life I've given him. Oh, poor old fucking lads doing the Leaving Cert. Look, don't be... I don't know how many Leaving Cert listeners I get during this. But fuck that joke. I'm not saying fuck that joke. But if you have fuck all done, you know what? If you fuck all done, you can just hope to get through some of the... Like, you're not bluffing maths. You're just not going to bluff maths. You're not. But you can kind of bluff your way through the likes of English. Like, you know what I mean? If you can open up your brain a bit and go, well, I think you're fine. Now, there's some stuff you're just supposed to know. But when it comes to the old essays and stuff like that, I can't say essay without doing it in this Mexican accent immediately afterwards. But if you do, bluff your fucking hole off. Bluff right like a fucking bastard. If nothing else, you'll get a few points for having the crack. During my junior cert, this is how I knew bluffing might get you over the line. It was a junior. And I don't know how I remember this. I remember almost nothing. Almost nothing, full stop. I'm not saying from my childhood. Almost nothing, full stop. I don't know, do I keep cramming my head up with stuff? Or is it a lot of slaps to the head have made my brain shite at holding us onto stuff? But I remember this one thing, right? So as a junior cert, what do they call it? Mocks. Like, so this is, for anybody outside of Ireland, essentially, the junior cert would be when you're about 15, about halfway through school. It's a tee-up, basically. It leads to nothing. But it kind of, afterwards, in our school, it meant whether you were going to stay in certain, you know, the higher up classes or whatever, like the slightly smarter classes or whatever. And then it would tee you up for the Leaving Cert, which I suppose are the SATs, GCSEs, you know, they're the final fucking exams, which we have a shit ton of them in Ireland. You can take up to 8, I think. Eight subjects. But there are a few you have to take. Like, you have to take maths. You have to take Irish. I don't know what else you have to you have to take English, I think. But anyway, it was during an English, I done fucking nothing. All I wanted to do was be out working, making a few quid down the old pig farm and playing sports. That's all I wanted. But I got bluffed my way through it. But I knew this is how I knew a good bluff, a good fucking bullshitter. You can sometimes get around these things. Not always. It's probably best to study, by the way. This is only for the youngsters who have not... Oh, do you know what? Anybody who has anything coming up, you can kind of bluff your way through it if you don't throw your hands in the air and go, well, fuck it, I've done nothing. Just stick with it and just keep the head down, right? I remember, they call them the mocks. I'm sure there's a better word for it. But it's basically, this is even pre. So you do... to see how it's to kind of gauge how shite you're at, what shite or good level you're at prior to actually going in to do the real exams. And I sat down to do this English exam, and I remember it got to some fucking philosophical part of an essay they wanted you to write, and an inspirational person or thing. What inspires you? So I get into this shit, right? So I don't know. I knew if I picked big words that they didn't really that they'd have to check up themselves. And I knew there was a guy playing, I think he was playing rugby league, and he crossed over to play for England. Oh, it wasn't Viega Twigmala, was it? It could have been. I knew how to spell this name, right? So it was like a Pacific Islands bloke's name, right? Which had commas all over it, fucking galore, right? And there was spaces all over, and I wrote it. And I wrote why, and I looked down at my school bag. The school bag I had at the time was Asics. It was an Asics school bag, or Asics, whichever you prefer. But there was Latin written underneath. They had a logo at the time, and I remember somebody telling me what it meant, and it was like, fucking happiness through sport, and I crowbarred that in somewhere, right? And then something clicked in my brain from my childhood where there was this science program. And it was like a spacey science program where your man used to be able to, and they had this thing. It was like based loosely on like Power Rangers, but they had a phrase, and it was Ciencias Potencia. How do I remember that? I have no fucking idea how I remembered it then and how I remember it now. Because, like I said, I can barely tell you what I had for dinner yesterday. But it means Latin for knowledge is power, right? And I tied the whole thing up in a bow, filled it with shite in between those three things, right? The Latin I read off my school bag on the day, your man's name, and knowledge is power, right? Down towards the end. Ciencias Potencia, right? Fucking A, lads. A fucking A for my essay, right? Now, did I know a fucking thing about that not Oscar Wilde, humanity, fucking Shakespeare? Nah, not a fucking thing. Not a thing. But in the mocks, they don't send it away. They correct it themselves or whatever, and they couldn't get over it. They were like, "This, what the fuck? Maybe we're looking at this guy all wrong. He might be actually just a fucking genius, but we're giving him the wrong curriculum." And I felt so bad for how that lady was looking at me that day. She was like, I mean, the rest of it was utter rubbish, but like this, my lord, it was amazing. Like, they didn't see. I was amazed. Like, they're clearly very honest people, because a good bluffer would have smelt a rat. Like, but nah, I got fucking away with it. I got away with it. Oh Lord, Jesus, I better get the fuck out of here. We have stuff to be doing. And I need to. I've this week's podcast of Buckshot. Have that recorded. That's what got in the way yesterday as well. So very excited about that. Very excited. I haven't been keeping an eye on it because it only depresses me, but it would seem Boris Johnson might become the next fucking Prime Minister of England. It's a man that looks like that and behaves like that. Stranger things have happened, I suppose, haven't they? Fucking floppy-haired, loud-mouthed weirdo ends up in power in a superpower country. Good Lord, no, that can't. No. Our American cousins are coming over to visit me next week. They are from the conservative side of so I'll be having fun with that. I'll be having fun with that situation. Don't worry, they don't listen to the podcast. There's way too many swear words in it for them. Twillant. There's the word. Take that word away. I give the word twillant to everybody. There you go. Hit subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. Give us a good rating on old iTunes / Apple Podcasts. Give us a rating. Do it right now. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts on the phone, pull the car, the truck, the fucking meat wagon, whatever you're driving, pull it over, give it a fucking high rating. You don't have to write a comment, but comments do help. It basically drives it up the fucking charts. That's the way. It's rather than just downloads, it actually drives it up the charts. Not the charts, but it makes it more visible to people, which is a fucking good thing to bring more Patreons aboard so I can do fucking cooler shit and pump out better fucking quality podcasts for ye. All the gigs I was telling you about, I'll put the link in the description, but it's called defendingthecaveman.ie. I'll put the links in the description. What I want from you, when you do get your tickets, send me a screen grab. I want them. Send it to me on Instagram, Tom O'Mahony Comedy. Or you can send it to me on Chatty Snaps, which is Tom Bear O'Mahony. Also, there's the Facebook page as well. I put up a good few funny videos and stuff on the Facebook page, which is Tom O'Mahony Comedy as well. And Twitter. So it's bookshotpodcast at gmail.com for long form stuff. But Twitter, you'll find all this stuff. Just type in Tom O'Mahony and whatever fucking type of handle you want. Or whatever social media thing. I'm not going to tell you how to fucking cut your own fucking cloth. Just find it. We'll be back on Friday. By we, I mean you, me, and possibly the dog.